Psalm 127:3. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from Him. This suggests children are a precious gift from God to be valued and cared for.
In the United States, a child a minute is taken into DHS, CPS, and so on custody. The reality is their picks are already selected, you just don't know it. Being perfect no longer matters. It's what the adopting families are looking for.
Who is it stealing the children, you ask?
From caseworker to the White House, the buck stops at all levels, just not where it is supposed to be. The services your family needs, we the people have paid for to ensure your reunification. Title 4 says, reunify at all costs. United, we stand means nothing to us when it comes to family values. Children are being ripped away from their families. Parents are reverting to addictive behaviors to cover the pain. The trauma caused by child removal is just being recognized, and the results are atrocious. Termination of parental rights is not healthy for anyone, just profitable for the people enforcing the lie.
It's time Washington listens to the cries of our children, the wails of their mothers, and the rage growing in the fathers. These are our children. Keep your damn hands off them. We are coming to act on the behalf of the children God gave us to protect, and you kidnapped.
In the United States, CPS makes upwards of $3 billion per day on trafficking and selling our children. The corruption may start with the caseworker, but goes through the judicial system, passing the governor through the Senate and into the White House. The entire system has a hand in the business known as CPS.
Our children are stolen every minute of a 24-hour day. They are being robbed of their innocence, their trust, their happiness. As parents, we are isolated and betrayed by a government we trust. States are balancing budgets on kids' lives. Only 12% of the kids taken will be reunified. Title IV funding is being riveted with fraud.
We need to stop CPS. CPS and abolishcpfist.com is leading the way. Join us.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday night CPS Victims Hunting for Justice. I am your host, the CPS Punisher, and this is our show. As always, we got the chat right over here, which all of you that have been here know that it's there. Please like, share, do all the stuff that you're supposed to do to get us up on YouTube algorithms so that we get more people finding our show. That'd be very much appreciated. Let me see. What am I thinking about? Vinny, what am I thinking? Don't forget to check out my book on Amazon. I think I have a link up here somewhere. I'll put it back up for you guys in the chat for you. Check that out. Let's see what Vinny has to say tonight.
What's going on, everybody?
What's happening?
Hallows Eve.
Yes, it is Hallows Eve. I had a mask on earlier. I wore a mask.
Yeah, I saw. I popped in earlier.
Oh yeah, yep. That was an interesting show. Talking, we're big on the Constitution over there.
Yeah.
But over here, we're into some combat with some CPS. That's what we're into.
Yeah.
This is where we seek justice, man.
Oh, well, I wish I could share with the audience what's actually going on, but
yeah, I know you can't. So I know that's kind of like a
hi, Debbie.
Little drawing the mini string, but
yeah, but
yeah.
Yep.
So you hear anything good? Any new news? Anything going on around the world?
Well, I got confirmation from 2 people today about the South Carolina and how they're pulling everyone out of there to leave these families that have lost their places pretty much homeless. That way they can take their kids.
Yeah, that's freaking awful, man. I cannot believe that they could get away with doing that crap. It's disgusting.
It is sickening to even hear it. To do that to someone's family after they were flooded out of there, that is wrong.
Right? It's bad enough that they've already lost everything, right?
What's up, Carrie?
Carrie in the house. Carrie, I hope you got my email. Hope you check that out. Hell, Carrie should get in the show tonight if she wants to be in here with us.
Yeah, Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie, come on board. Let's talk. I'm sure you got something to share. Yeah, I mean, it's just getting out of control, man. The fact that they can even get away with doing what they're doing to those families like that. I mean, I still like to see a little confirmation, but I'm sure that it's not true. I mean, I'm sure that it is true, but man, I'd like to just get a little bit of something confirmation before I go head deep into saying that. Because man, if they're really stealing those freaking kids, because of, with the situation that they're in, it is absolutely disgusting. Those people deserve to go to jail for the rest of their lives.
I wish Gunnar was here because, he's one of the ones I heard it from, and then I heard it from Danielle.
Yeah.
So, it kind of makes me wonder. And then I was seeing a post about it too. It showed up in my feed every now and then, and it was saying this is what's going on in North Carolina, and I'm like, wait, what?
Oh, really? That's crazy, man. Wow. I mean, that's sick, man. If they really are doing that to these families that have gone through all this misfortune, I can't believe it.
If that's true and everything that I've heard is true, they should be putting these people in a goddamn prison on an island surrounded by sharks.
Oh yeah. Yep. You got
and
that.
that's
You can
just
say
the
that
way I
again 9
feel,
times.
because you know what? To do that to someone that just lost everything and might have lost their kid or their family in a river flood.
Hell yeah, Vinny. Yep. I know,
That is
man.
beyond a person. That is someone that belongs in the deepest, darkest hell on earth.
Yep. I agree, man. 1,000%. Absolutely. And hopefully they will end up in that hell. I mean, regardless, because these people are, it's just disgusting. Um, wow, man, it's just pissing me off even thinking about it. But,
I think there is some stuff out there, Darren. You got to search it, but it should come out.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there's not something out there that says, you probably got to read between some lines in a couple of
Yeah.
places and
Yeah.
see what's up. But, yeah, no, we'll get to looking for that here in a minute.
And you got to talk to the people that are living it out that way.
Yeah, or maybe we could find, maybe if there's some people out there that are even involved in it.
Well, like
Maybe they
Gunner
wanna
told
get
me,
in
he
touch with
said, he's right there on that main stretch of highway that goes into there.
Right. Yeah, he's right there.
Yep.
Yeah, I bet that would be. I bet he could go out and find some people that would be willing to talk about it or willing to say that that's what's going on.
I'm sure he could.
I'm sure that maybe even get him to come on the show, or at least interview him out there. I mean, that would be cool. Not cool, but it would be it would be to be able to hear that stuff firsthand and be able to go to the bank with that, man. That would be pretty. That would be some evidence, man. That would be some stuff that you could go to the public and be like, look at this disgusting trash of a government entity, Like that would just be
It'd be awesome to finally have that out there and be able to call these people out on their bullshit.
Yeah, that's more than calling them out on their bullshit, bro. That's like, damn, man. That's. Oof.
I mean, you go through what you've gone through and what I'm going through and what everyone else across the U.S. and UK and all over are going through with CPS and DHS and DFS and whatever else they call them.
Right.
This is not just in America. This is global.
Sure is. Sure the hell is, man. It's all over and it's bad. I mean, I don't know where. I've seen Ajuna has been in here a couple of nights, but I don't know where. Jesus, it's been so long I can't remember his name. That's a joke, but it's not at the moment. Help me out here, Benny. What's our buddy over there in the UK?
Oh shoot! You had to ask me that.
I'm sorry. I just couldn't look like the only jerk. What the? Oh my God! I know his name. This is stupid.
I do too. It's on the tip of my tongue. Carrie, do you know it? Do you remember it?
Oh my God! I can't believe this. This is so stupid. What the hell is his name?
What's up, Tabby?
Oh my God.
Durham.
Durham, yes, Durham Justice.
Durham. Yep.
Woo! All right, good work, Vinny. Prize for you, buddy.
I beat you to it, Carrie. I had to think of because I knew it rhymed with Darren.
Oh man. So yeah, I mean I don't know where Durham's been, but it'd be nice to hear from him.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's why he's mad because we just don't remember his name.
Absolutely got it. I agree, 100%.
Man. So I don't know where they're at with this the fraud stuff, but I hope you guys are all looking into that information too, the stuff that Gunner's been putting out there and that he has put up on his stuff as well as here. I mean, I sent in a thing to the office of the Inspector General, and they pretty much gave me a little tap on the ass, said, "Be on your way."
Barry, do you not have the link? Because if you don't have it, I can send it to you. I have it.
Get in here.
No, she's talking about the stuff from Gunner. I have that link. Gunner sent it directly to me.
You got gunnered.
I sure did, and it definitely helping.
That's good. That's real good. Yeah, it's nice to have a new aspect and a new perspective on on this stuff. When you've been doing this stuff for so long, you kind of get stuck on where you're at and what you're doing, and then to have someone like Gunner come in, like fresh blood, like come in and start to point you in a different direction and start to look at things. You start to look at things a little bit clearer. You're like, oh wait, here we go. Let me focus on this now. Instead of been burying yourself in that other aspect of things for so long. So it's so nice to have a new, a fresh set of eyes on the thing. So
I mean,
that,
I know a lot of the people on here have probably been dealing with CPS for like years trying to get their kids back. Me, it's been a year and a month already. And this whole time, I haven't seen my daughter or my oldest daughter. And to be alienated like that over the shit that's going on is wrong on so many
yeah.
damn levels.
Well, they're not supposed to be able. The only person that's supposed to be able to stop a visitation is supposed to be a judge. Judge is the only one that's supposed to be able to stop your visits. And if that's not the case, then you need to go back and file motions or do something. Because if a judge didn't say that your visits are over, then your visits aren't over. I mean, that's fact. That's in all of their policies and procedures. That's in all of that stuff. So make sure if they stopped your visits that you go back and you fight that tooth and nail because something's wrong, and you will prevail most likely. I'm not an attorney, so I can't tell you that for sure. But I'm just saying that. I mean, it's in their own manuscripts, in their own stuff. I mean, so how can it not be? I mean, it is hard because you try to fight these guys on their own areas, and it's just they don't let you do that, which brings you to the next thing. Like, why is it so hard to beat these guys? Why is nobody winning in court? Why is this so difficult? Why is this so hard? Because the care and the things that you feel for your kids, that's not questionable at all. And then the crimes and the things that you've been, told that you were a part of aren't even worthy of a TPR, but yet they're still doing it to everybody. Sickening. Absolutely sickening. And we need to start coming up with some V's here. So, that's why, check out my Void Ab Initio stuff. I'm not a lawyer again, but I did do some research. I've done my research on this stuff. I've started that process, so I mean, we'll see how that one takes us when I hear back from something.
Of course, they want the opposite, Gary. They're playing your kids against you the whole time, just like they try to play the wife against the husband, or the husband against the wife, or the boyfriend against the girlfriend, or the girlfriend against the boyfriend. They do it all the time.
Okay. Yep. It's sickening too, the way that they can just split up a family. The way that they can come in and claim that the dad is doing domestic abuse or domestic violence and just immediately make the father leave the family, when especially at such a trying time, when everything's going on like that. It's just boils my blood, man.
Let me say this much. I can admit my fault. My faults were, never going and saying, hey, did they come and discuss this with you and tell you what my answer was? And when I ground them, I didn't stick to my guns and say, listen, this is what we have to do, and this is how we have to do it. In order to be at common ground here, you need to work with me and I need to work with you. And that's my only mistake as a father. I didn't stand my ground.
Right.
Because I would, no matter what, it was, she's the best friend. I'm the disciplinary.
Yeah.
And I've tried to instill that on her. You cannot be these kids' best friend. It does not work that way.
No, you can't, Benny. That's good advice right there. As much as you want to be, their, compadre and partner in crime, and don't want to get them upset at you and everything, you can't, because someone's got to be the responsible one. That's why we're in the situation we're in right now, and everybody gets a trophy, It's just like that. It's BS, man.
You know,
You
we
know,
all have faults of our own. You know, we've all made mistakes in our past that we probably regret from hell. Um, but you know what? That's in our past, and that's where it needs to freaking stay.
I don't have any regrets, Vinny.
I got a couple. I mean, back in the day when I was in school, man, I was quite the player.
Oh, Vinny, the love machine, eh?
Dude, I would have girlfriends that didn't even know I had other girlfriends.
Oh, Jesus, Vinny. Holy cow. Well, I'm glad you've settled down. Become a
For the most
one-woman
part.
man.
For the most
For the
part,
most
I
part.
mean, I've done the kind of relationship where it's been two girls to one guy.
Oh, Jesus, Vinny.
We
I'm
all
gonna
have our
guess your
faults,
wife.
man. I mean, you know
I'm gonna
that
guess that your wife's not around.
no, she'll tell you we've done certain things.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right. Well, at least it was with your wife, so that's good. Oh man, there. My God, Vinny. Anyway, um,
No,
no,
it was kind of like an agree upon thing.
okay. Well,
You know,
that's okay.
testing the waters, trying something new.
Yeah. How did it go, Vinny? Might as well. We got it out open now. How did it work out for you? Was
No,
it
because
bad news?
that person ended up stealing my weed that I was selling for my buddy.
Seems like they stole a little more than that from you.
Oh, yeah, did. Yeah, I didn't even know that they were into like doing pills and stuff either. I didn't learn that
Oh,
until
Jesus,
after.
Vinny.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah. So you were some. There was some class action. Those are some classy people.
yeah.
Um,
So classy.
yeah. So I'm glad that those people are out of your life now, and you're doing much better. Surrounding yourself with better people. And that's the other thing that you got to be careful that you're doing. When CPS is having an investigation on you, man, you got to make sure that the people you're surrounding yourselves with are of some sort of standing. Because if you're hanging out with criminals and people on probation and all of that stuff, not that I have no problems with those people, but what I'm saying is, for the fact of the investigation on you, it doesn't look good, and they do use that against you. um, I myself have obviously been on probation and everything. So I'm not saying I'm a saint, but I'm just saying you need to be careful with who you surround yourself with during these investigations. Um,
I only talked to a few people. Like, I talked to a couple of people from the show. Um, I talked to my BFF that I've known almost half my life. Um,
yeah.
and I talked to a guy that I know who, throughout all this, he's given me good advice. He initially is the one that got me looking into the Constitution, because we were always talking about it at his house. I lived with him for a while we were homeless,
Yeah.
and he was there for me when no one else would be.
Oh, so that's a true friend right there, man.
Yeah, man, and we both have grown together. We knew each other. We went way back when I went to church.
Oh, you were a churchgoer?
I was part of a
Okay.
church in New Hampshire.
In New Hampshire, yeah. That's right down here by me.
It is right by me
What?
too. It's like 25 minutes from here.
Yeah. All right. What takes you 25 minutes to get where in New Hampshire? Conway?
Conway. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice up there, Conway. But that's good. Why did you stop going to church?
Well, the pastor died.
Okay,
Um,
that'll usually make it, you know, I'll put a damn dinger in things.
yeah. I mean, his wife did it for a little bit, but it wasn't the same. Um,
Right.
they were known as Horizon Christian Fellowship of New England.
Oh, nice. So did they used to do worship music and all that stuff?
Oh yeah, the pastor actually was a musician himself.
Oh, really? So he'd get up there and jam out too?
Oh yeah, and he
Yeah.
would do the baptism in the river that's right there behind the church.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like the place I went to, except for it was in Limerick, Maine.
It was
Really?
a lot of people don't think that church is a good thing, or they're not fond of it. But I tell you something, you got to put your faith in some kind of higher power.
Yeah, you got to grab that faith, man. Because when you're down and you're stripped of everything, you still have your faith, and sometimes that's enough to get you through and fit you back up on that horse, man. Like you need to always, you've got to have something to hold on to, especially when you're going through all these trying times. You can't just,
I got to put that
thrive
out there
on,
because Carrie
you
just
can't
hit the nail on the coffin.
inhale on the coffin. Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's funny that you say that too, Carrie, because um, he was going through a hard time this summer, and he couldn't afford to get the stuff he needed to grow. And while I was working, I was like, dude, I'll send you the money. So I instead, he's like, no, just give me what I need. So I picked the stuff that I knew that would work best, and I got him it, and he's happier than pigs on shit right now.
Oh good. Oh yeah, because it's that harvest time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I can hear the trimming shears going everywhere because we have that green mile down here. They call it the Green Mile, where it's like 10 stores in a mile or something like that.
Now,
Um,
Carrie, there'd be none of that. I mean, I could, but then everyone would just know anyways because my voice is not hard to distinguish, really.
yeah, well, don't forget that the federal law still states that that stuff's illegal. So, um,
That
you
may
want to
well,
be,
very well be, but as long as you stay within that criteria, you're good to go, buddy.
I don't know how that works. Federal law trumps that of the states.
Oh, that's
So
just
I
shut up.
don't know if staying in the lane will helps you there. So, just all I'm saying is just be careful about what you're giving out for information. That's all.
That's why I didn't say my buddy's name.
I wasn't really talking about your buddy, Benny.
Oh
I was
well,
more worried about you, my friend.
I'm not. You know,
As we know, we have listening ears here, obviously, for you. So I just
I,
want you to be safe, be careful, buddy.
they can listen all they want, but I haven't talked about my case. I've talked about.
No, no, you haven't, but you don't want to give anybody any. You don't want to give anybody any ammunition either. You don't
Oh,
want to give them any information that they didn't know.
they
You know,
all know I smoke and I grow. That is no hidden. There's no hiding that, dude. Last year we had the cops here like quite a few times because of arguments that were breaking out. And
right?
the one cop looked at me, and he was a sheriff. He looked right at me and he goes, "Those are nice plants."
Yeah.
And they couldn't say anything because I had them fenced in.
All right. No, I get that and I understand that, but I'm just saying they're not CPS, and CPS still is out to
Oh,
find anything about you, but that they can
they
find.
know. Trust me, they know.
I'm sure they do. Benny, I'm just telling you to be freaking careful. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I know. I know.
You know. So, what else we got going on? Where's Herbert? Herbert now coming in?
Oh, I don't know, Danielle. That may be true. I mean, I agree with Darren a little bit here, but you know, at this point, they've done so much to me that like there's no emotion. There isn't.
I get that they've done so much to you, but you don't want to give them that extra piece. Like you're so close to being out of it, dude. So if you give them something that they can actually use against you, um, and that could ruin everything. So and it could be just by saying something that seems so innocent and so meaningful, but for some statute or some stupid thing that they have, it could ruin what you have going for you. That's all I'm saying, dude. Like that's just it's better to reserve yourself in caution and not
Oh,
need to, worry about it than to go out there and pray to God that you didn't do something wrong and that it's going to affect you in that way.
well,
'Cause getting it back is an issue. Keeping it, keeping it shouldn't isn't one. So that's all. Obviously, you're going to do whatever you want to do and say what you want to say. I'm just giving you a little old man advice.
yeah. No. And Carrie, yeah. Well, you gotta figure this out, Carrie. I'm not from Maine. I was born and raised in New York, so I got a little bit of that Italian Irish mix in me, along with I got a little bit of Puerto Rican in me,
Oh,
and
geez. That's where the
it's
mouth.
one hell of a mix. Where I'll tell them how it is, and I don't give two shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that works a lot of times, and then sometimes it doesn't, man. That's all. Depends on what, everybody has their points and times and their things that they can get away with, and their what people will tolerate. And then you just never know, man. And if you don't have to give them information, if you don't have to let them know what's going on in your life, and you already know that you're a target.
Oh
So to
yeah,
give them something to be able to take away what is yours and you're so close to getting back that so many lose, that would just be a travesty. And honestly, it'd probably piss a lot of people off that have a lot of respect for you. Um, that's saying it in a nice way. You have a lot of people out here that's been pulling for you that have attached themselves to you because of your story and what you've been going through. And then to throw out like little tidbits of things that could possibly ruin you, man, that would upset a lot of other people also, Benny. You got to think of it, buddy. You're like in stardom right now. You're
yeah,
not just
yeah.
Benny. You got a lot of people that look up to you.
I'm, I'm doing what I can when I can. I've actually been looking back into some other stuff that I found recently. And I actually can share it because it has nothing to do with cases or anything else.
Yeah,
It actually has to do with a lot of what you guys were watching earlier on the Tip and Darren show.
yeah,
And I was reading in there, the exact constitutional rights for parents, and
yeah,
it definitely states life and liberty.
yeah,
And for us, that means right there, these CPS agents, these government officials, whoever, they did not birth our kids.
no,
They did not procreate to have our kids. It is our God-given right to raise our kids how we see fit.
sure is.
So where do the government get off coming in and saying, "Oh no, you can't do that"? It says it right there in the Constitution that we can.
Right, but there's a document that was written, and I know I've talked about it before, but it's called Parents Patriae,
Yeah. But
and that's what did it. Even though I know the Supreme Court, that's the law of the land. I know,
yep, yep.
but when you have documents like that are put out there, people tend to look away from that. And people have been being told so long that this doesn't matter. I mean, how many people out here that are watching the show have been told that you can't use the Constitution in the courtroom and all this bullshit?
Oh yeah. I've been
Yes, you
told the
can.
same thing. So yeah.
You know,
But
that's
but I'm starting to prove that you can.
that's good, man. I can't wait to get back into a courtroom so I can slap some of these dudes around for what they've done to me and use this information that we've gotten and we've learned. Um,
Yeah, you've gotten a lot of information, and I tell you what, I'm surprised that you haven't filed that federal suit yet because you between you and your wife, you guys got them by the horns.
yeah. We have some things going on behind the scenes. I don't like to talk about a lot of what I've got going on right now because I don't want to have anything, hammered on me. My choice. But we be knowing that there are things that are in the makings, and we're not sitting here just twiddling our thumbs. That's for sure. So, um, I'll just leave it with that. So,
Yep. No,
um,
we've
and
had that conversation.
as things come in, I will, I'll let everybody know. And I just don't want to. I just don't want to rock my boat because I know how my boat can be rocked. I think that was
Yeah,
lyrics from a
man.
song, isn't it? One of the
And
Bob Marley song.
you don't need that BS.
No, we need a nice smooth victory when it comes to getting our kid back. It needs to be nice and just
Yep.
like a stealth fighter. Just came out of nowhere, Benny. Just
Yeah,
looking around. What the hell happened?
that's kind of why, in a way, with everything that they've done, it kind of works in full circle because now, like I said, I'm finding stuff that I didn't know I still had.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
Oh,
Christmas.
yeah, and I guarantee you, if I actually opened up my gaming computer where I have almost everything that's ever happened throughout throughout the 14 years, it's all on that computer.
Right. Oh wow, that's a lot,
That's
huh?
my document computer.
Are you listened to like looked at the law and um,
Uh,
tried to
I'm
understand what's going on and everything like you do now?
uh, kind of in a way, yeah, because I grew up, going through divorce with my mom and my dad. Um,
Right.
us living on the streets for a while in New York. Um, then going into um, being moved here. Um, then I was in and out of trouble. Even when I went back to New York, I was in a lot of trouble out there. Um, I was a troubled teen. I really didn't have that relationship with my dad that I yearned for.
Yeah. What would it be? Tiff asked me yesterday on the show, but it was a great question. I'm going to ask you everything that you know right now. What would you have done differently in the way your case has gone, or what? I don't know. This is probably an unfair question. You probably can't even answer. Well, maybe. What would be different? How would you have done? What would you have done differently that you know now? Um,
Um, I think I would have had the initial hearing.
yeah,
I think I wouldn't have passed on it. I would have just had it right then and there because they have to prove it right then and there.
uh,
And that's what they don't tell a lot of these families is that they have to pull everyone and everything within that hour. And if they
right.
can't, they dismiss your case.
Oh wow. Huh. Man. Hmm. Yeah, I would have taken the 72-hour hearing myself too. I would have never have let them in the house. I would have never have done that either.
But I can say that I just learned, and looking back through paperwork, that the initial hearing for the preliminary protection order was on 10/10/23.
Whoa.
They took my kids way before that.
Wow, that's weird. Yeah, I'm at my. I think today's 4 years since the beginning of all the start of everything. The night, just like tonight too, it was a cold, wet night. Um, it was. But this was my 4 years tonight was when everything started for me.
Oh, you're good, Danielle.
Kind of crazy, to think that stuff. Like it was 4 years ago on this day that I made a decision in 45 seconds that changed my life forever.
Yep.
Crazy. You
Let,
take
let
that
me
45 seconds away, dude, and how different everything is.
go back to that 45 seconds, what would you have done differently?
I shouldn't have been at the 45 seconds, I guess. That was the answer to that one. I could have bypassed the whole situation, but I chose not to for whatever reasons. And what happened, happened, you know? Um, but yeah, I mean, the obvious would have just been keep on going, you know? Um, but I didn't, so. Here I am with you, Vinny. We probably would have never met if this never happened to me. So, see, everything happens for a reason. I got to
Yeah.
believe that because I got to believe that this torture that they've put upon us, that God's put upon us, or whoever the higher being is, there's got to be a purpose for it. Whether it's to ready us for something, whether it's to teach us a lesson, whether it's whatever it is, there's got to be a reason for it. Got to
Yeah.
be. It has to
Let
be.
me ask you this. Do you ever do like them funny like the things on Facebook where it tells you what it sees, like your aura and everything else?
Say that again.
You know, like the little games there where it shows your picture, shows your face, and it tells you, you know, what your aura is or what kind of soul you have.
No, I never have done that.
Well, I've done a few, and every time that I've done them, it is said that I have a heart of gold.
Yeah,
And
that's
even
nice.
in the kind of church one that I did for myself, just to see what it said I am a warrior of God.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's quite a position to be handed, Vinny.
And it never changes. I tried to refresh it more than 3 times, and it always came up the same one.
I don't know what just happened.
What's my color, Carrie? I got a couple. Blue, green, and purple are my colors.
Thank you, Gary, very much. Appreciate that. That's very kind, and thank you for doing all that stuff on the. I hope you got my email, but thank you for doing all that stuff. I didn't ever ask you to do any of that stuff, and you've gone above and beyond. So thank you very much for doing all that.
Yeah, I appreciate that too, Carrie.
How do you find out your color? How do you do that?
It's called. Hold on, I can pull it up. Um,
Hell, I don't even know my blood type for God's sakes.
I know mine. That's easy. That's like stupid easy.
Yeah, what are you?
I'm O positive.
You O positive.
Yep.
I think everybody should know what their blood types are.
All right, here's one I did on Wow on Facebook. It was one for 2024. It says everyone has a 2024 story. Read yours. You're like an ocean deep full of secrets and not to be underestimated. Someone might believe that they can understand you completely, but they only see what you want them to see. Your life's been tough than anyone realizes, yet you conquer everything that aims to break you. You have a strong and independent soul, along with a kind heart. You are talented, intelligent, and kind. You are a person worth having in someone's life.
Wow, that's really nice, Fanny. That's a good. I mean, I only know you through the TV lens here, but I mean the computer monitor lens here. But I mean that's a real that's a big responsibility, you know. It's a big
Yeah,
responsibility to have, but it's more of an honor than it is anything taking
it's
on it.
true though because like back back when you know I'm a pretty I did the empathy test that they have online.
Yeah,
And it's like 4 or 5 pages of questions that you have to answer honestly.
right.
And every time I did it, it came back the same way that I was an empath.
Wow, that's cool. I thought you were going
And
to tell me that the test gave out or something.
No. And throughout my life, I've always helped others.
Right.
You got
There he
someone
is.
coming on.
That's
There's the
Herb.
Herbert.
Give
What's up,
Herbert
Mr.
the
Herbert?
floor. He has to say.
Hello.
What's up, Herbert?
How are you?
Good. Me and Vinny were just here chewing the fat.
Oh, okay.
Remember that saying, Herbert? Chewing the fat?
Of course.
Yeah, I bet you Vinny doesn't know that saying, do you, Vinny?
No.
Chewing the fat. Yep, that was a good
It's
one, wasn't it, Herbert? What's
basically,
your mother?
Vinny, it's basically sitting around and just talking the breeze, just talking about the sun, the baseball game, what's going on with the football league. That's chewing the fat.
Yeah, chewing the fat. That's a good saying.
And in you guys' case, it's talking about CPS. That's chewing the fat.
Yeah. Trimming the fat for sure is what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. All this illegal funding and all that stuff. Chewing the fat, man. That's it. But I don't think they say that anymore, do they? Not many people say chewing it. Well,
Nobody
like
would say that because nobody would say that because this is a whole different generation of people. Nobody knows about Buster Brown shoes. Nobody knows about Woolworths. Nobody knows about Dick Tracy or Get Smart.
Ames.
Or Long Range. Nobody knows about the Long Ranger.
Right. They're all dying off.
No, I mean, that's a whole different generation. And this generation now is going to fall into that category when their little kids get older and come up with their words. And their kids are not going to understand the words that's being used now.
Right. No, absolutely not. They're not teaching those things. Vinny, what are some things that you hear people say that you're like, what the hell does that mean? Just in passing.
I don't know. I don't really talk to many people.
No, but you are aware that you open your mouth, words come out, and sometimes other people give you words and they transform into sayings that you might not understand.
No, I'm pretty lingual even when it comes to a phone.
Out, huh?
Well, I tell you what, Vinny. Next time you say a word,
If
I'll
I don't
pull
know
it
what
out.
it is, I'll look it up and see what it means.
No. Next time you say a word that's off the beaten path, so to speak, I'll bring it to your attention.
Okay.
Like, do you remember when I was talking to who was that gentleman? I'm trying to think. He's from the Carolinas. And I said, oh, he's the one that's the mechanic that can work on cars.
Well, that's what
you know
mechanics do.
That's easy to figure out right there because that's Cricket's husband.
What was his name again?
William.
Chris? No.
Was it William?
William. Yeah, William.
William? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now I mentioned to him, because I know about Southern words, I said to him something about he knew how to fix cars since he was knee-high to a grasshopper. He understood that immediately.
Yeah. Yep.
Or to some people, I might say, yeah, I'll see you, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
Yeah.
That term, creek, to you guys, it sounds like the water won't rise, right? Or the river won't rise. Like, I'll come to your house, Vinny, if Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Doesn't it sound like as long as the water doesn't rise up?
No.
What does it sound like to you, Vinny, when I say Lord willing and the creek don't rise?
To me, that's if God wants to flood it, he will.
Right.
You don't have a choice.
Okay. That's a very good way of thinking about it, Vinny. What it actually means is that the Creek Indian doesn't rise up against you when you're going across country to somebody's house.
Right.
The Creek Indian tribe. It's called the Creek Indian tribe.
Yeah.
But your thought about it, Vinny, was very good. I mean, the way you thought about it, like as long as God allows you to, you'll get there. But what it actually means is that the Creek Indian tribe don't get active and come after you.
Right.
And it's just another thing too, where you hear a lot of people of color call white people crackers. You've heard that before, right?
Oh
Yep.
yeah. Hell, I'm
Okay.
called a cracker sometimes, so it's okay.
Okay.
No,
Do you?
there.
I don't know if you remember. You had a lady that was on from Florida, and she was a very nice young lady. And she says, "Oh, I'm just a Florida cracker," and I busted out laughing because I don't think she knew, or maybe she did know
Right.
what she was saying, but
Right.
she was actually very accurate because a cracker is not every white person. No. A cracker is a person back during slave time that were on horses that were over the slaves, and they had whips, and they would crack the whip if the workers weren't working hard enough.
Right.
And those individuals were proud to be called a cracker. You see, because their job was to be on a horse and crack a whip. So they were called crackers. They just happened to be Caucasian or white. They just
Hey, you
happened
know
to be
what?
that.
You know what? I love to be on a horse too, but I don't like to beat my horse to get it to go. You got to talk nicely to him and pet him and show him, you actually care about him. You don't treat your horse like a fucking human being.
I wasn't talking about whipping a horse, Vinny. I was talking about whipping the people to make them do the job. They were called crackers.
Yeah, well, you don't even do that. I mean, that's
That's what
I
they.
get the whole,
Yeah, but Vinny, that's what they did back in the day during Jim Crow laws.
Oh, I know, and then they had the KKK and everything. Yeah, I get all that. But you know what? To do that to a human being is completely wrong.
It is wrong. Just like it's wrong for taking children away from their parents.
I agree.
That's wrong too. Yeah.
And it's wrong for the government to be getting away with what they're doing.
That's right. And back in the day, the government got away with Jim Crow laws. So people of color didn't have any rights. They were property. And they belonged to they belonged to other people.
We all bleed the same.
And that was happening in the South. And it's a shame that type of theory is taking place now with children and CPS, how they can come in, take your child, and give them to somebody else called a foster parent. Probably putting them in worse jeopardy than they were because, you yelled at them, or you cursed at them, or they were mistreated a little bit. So now they put them in a foster home, and they're really going to be mistreated. And CPS doesn't go into the foster home and do anything to the foster children. I mean, to the foster parents.
No, they never do because they protect them.
That's right. So you see the relationship did you see the relationship I made out of that? So remember, the word cracker, to a lot of people that are black, they're ignorant, they don't understand. And a lot of white people are ignorant too. They don't understand the term cracker, where it came from. So I'm letting you know.
But see, here's the kicker. When a CPS agent violates your due process of law, okay, according to the Constitution, they automatically lose their immunity. Now that Chevron doctrine has been overturned, they lose their immunity.
Right.
So that means you can take these CPS workers as well as these foster parents, because it doesn't cover them. They're not under the contract of the government. They're under a contracted caseworker.
Yeah.
Which
So
means
when you say they lose their immunity, please explain to me what exactly does that mean?
that opens them up to be sued
To be
under
sued?
Title 242 and 241.
Sued.
Oh, to be sued. To be sued? Okay. Now, do we have any of that on record?
There
Can,
is case law out there that backs that.
I would like to see that. I would like to know where I could find where a CPS worker got sued for doing something like that.
Well, there's a lot of it. There's no doubt about it.
There should be more based on all that's going on, the way children are being taken away.
Yeah, I mean, look at what Carlos Morales was saying about it yesterday. I mean, that was pretty sickening stuff, all those things. Look at what they did with those cops with that family. That was just disgusting. That
Right
whole
here.
thing.
Right. Speaking law. Okay. Social worker violated Fourth Amendment. Let me read this because
Yeah.
this is big. Social workers violated Fourth Amendment by conducting an in-school warrantless interview on a child.
There you go. There's one of them.
A warrantless interview of a child.
That's Studler versus Kammer.
Okay, I'm just trying to visualize the warrantless interview of a child when I understand that caseworkers can interview children at school without you as a parent knowing about it, but they tell you about it afterwards.
No, that's debatable.
No, they're supposed to notify. The school is supposed to notify the parent that they contacted CPS.
And then some stuff I read said that the school does not have to notify the parent that CPS is coming to talk to the child. But
that is true. That's
after speaking to the child, they have to let you know they spoke to your child.
Well, what good is that at that point, right?
I know, but I'm just telling you what I read.
And
they have to notify you that they spoke to the child.
This came down from the Sixth Circuit Court.
Okay. Is that federal? That's federal? Or is that state?
Yeah. No, that's federal.
Yeah.
Okay.
It said that they violated under 42 USC 1983.
There should be more of that going on if parents are aware of that.
And they violated the 14th Amendment, Title IV 42 USC, Section 672. They violated. The Fourth Amendment, they went to town on like half the constitutional right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
going to town on everybody's constitutional rights.
So I urge you parents out there listening, bone up on your constitutional rights, bone up on your federal rights, bone up on your state's rights. That includes the Bill of Laws. Because they don't vary much state to state from the Constitution.
Right.
And you can use their own statutes and laws against
them. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Well, I don't see Gunner coming in. Yep. Danielle, how are you? I know I've been quiet with you guys tonight. Yeah, Bill of Rights, we're going to have to go over that too, but not tonight, Carrie. Unless you wanted to run that one.
No, I mean, that could be something I go over tomorrow, Saturday night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Bill of Rights?
Yep.
Okay.
I can pull it up.
No, you said you're going to do it Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So cool. Turn it on.
I hope you had a good video visit.
All right.
I think we're at that time, huh, Darren?
I think so, buddy. You want to lead it, Herbert? Let's wrap them up.
Sure. I think parents should listen to, well, the parents that are on here now, for the most part, are not people who do not know about CPS. But for those of you that are on here now, you need to talk to people who you know that have children that don't have a clue about what could happen to them if they're involved with CPS, and pass the word along. I think we have to get the word out there to people. I do. I walk around, I see people, and I ask them questions. Do you know about CPS? A lot of them say no. I explain to them what it is. And they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know they could do that. I say, yep, they could do that, and they do it every day. So we need to educate people about CPS, teach them that if they take the child to the hospital and there's something that's questionable about any kind of boo-boos that the child received from falling or whatever, that they have to be careful because there could be a follow-up from Child Protective Services. And I may be off the beaten path on this, but my assessment is bring the child to the door. Don't let them go. Don't let CPS in the house. Bring the child to the door and say, well, here's my child. You can see they're okay now, rather than inviting them in the home. Because if you invite them in the home and they see contraband or they see something that is questionable for the safety of the child, they'll be back again.
Yeah.
Now you're on their radar. So avoid being on CPS radar. That's Herbert's statement for tonight.
All right. All right, Vinny.
Mine is just simply this. You keep showing all the love to the show. You know, hit that like button, hit that join, hit that subscribe, heart it. Also, you know, try to help Darren with this book that he's got out there. It's got a lot of knowledgeable information for you guys. And, you know, it's at a decent price. You know, if I had some money right now of myself, I would go buy it because, you know what, Darren's got some very good knowledge. And remember, guys, we're all in this together. We're all fighting this fight, and we got to take this fight to them now. It's at that point of the tipping balance.
Yeah, we definitely are right there, man. We definitely are right at that point. So it's no time to give in. That's for damn sure. Don't give up on nothing, right? I'm gonna stay right there with that on. You're absolutely right, Vinny. It's not time to give up on any of this. It's time to, you know, tuck your head down, dig in, and make this thing happen, right? Like that's
time we become the bull.
That's right. Turn it around and you know, I'm looking for something right now. Yeah, it is time to be the bull. You're absolutely right, Vinny.
I like to say for your listeners, if they know of people who have stories, CPS issues, they should invite them to come on to the show so you guys can educate them.
Yes, that's I agree with you, Herbert. That's a great idea.
I agree.
People get educated. Yeah,
you know,
but see what I'm saying is people get educated too late. The children are gone, or they invited CPS in the home, and they're like, "I didn't know I shouldn't." They're like, "No, you shouldn't," but they don't know that.
Right.
I've been trying for months to get the person that I know who could rock everyone's world in here, what she found out on the show, but it has been really hard to get her to come on.
What is her reason for not coming on, Vinny?
Well, there's a lot of reasons, and I don't blame her for a couple of them.
Even if she doesn't show her face, and she could change her name?
It doesn't matter. That they've caught on to what she does.
Oh,
okay.
All right. We won't do that then. All right, guys. I'm changing the song up tonight. I'm going to put this one on. I found it. So check this out. Hey, I'm the CPS Punisher, and we are out of here.
I had a date with the devil, then I changed the schedule. Earned several medals by slanging that heavy metal. Turquoise and a feather, speaking to the spirits. Baby, tell me you can hear it. I die for what I hold dearest. Hope it never has to come to that. Promise I'm never gonna run from that. Stand my ground like a man, draw the line in the sand. Yeah, family over everything, regardless how it land. I'll be damned if my soul damn. And me and Karma gotta hold hands. I'll go to war any minute. I'll be fighting for my children, so the enemy got no chance. I'm a warrior for what's right, even though I did some wrong things. I wanted to get on for my offsprings, tried to do it big so my kids could enjoy all of the small things. They say they could die young, I'm still breathing. I'm the son of the righteous, but my father was a heathen. When I go, with him I'm leaving. A story worth reading, or a bunch of tales that probably drive my children off the deep end. Said it could die young, I'm still breathing. I may have ran with some demons, but I've never been a heathen. I believed all along, writing my wrongs in my songs. I put family over everything till everything was gone. Yeah, I know I've been a bad guy, but I always had a good heart. Played the part of a villain, been a hero for my children. When I'm no longer living, just remember all the good parts. I know I've been a bad guy, but I always had a good heart. Played the part of a villain, been a hero for my children. When I'm no longer living, just remember all the good parts. I had a talk with the angels, told me I'm in danger. Look at my reflection, see the image of a stranger. Been a long ride, what will I do with the remainder? Good die young, so my species are endangered. In the jungle with my guns out. Been through the storm, but the sun's out. I see the clouds coming, I'm not running from the flood, cause this time the enemy is gonna get flushed out. I'm on the pirate ship without my gold. It can sink, the story still be told. This is the tale of the hopeless. I'm the poet of the broken, never truer words spoken from the soul.
You good, bro?
Yeah.
You look like you just buried a body.
Say that. They say they could die young, I'm still breathing. I'm the son of the righteous, but my father was a heathen. When I go, with him I'm leaving. A story worth reading, or a bunch of tales that probably drive my children off the deep end. Said it could die young, I'm still breathing. I may have ran with some demons, but I've never been a heathen. I believed all along, writing my wrongs in my songs. I put family over everything till everything was gone. Yeah, I know I've been a bad guy, but I always had a good heart. Played the part of a villain, been a hero for my children. When I'm no longer living, just remember all the good parts. I know I've been a bad guy, but I always had a good heart. Played the part of a villain, been a hero for my children. When I'm no longer living, just remember all the good